What is up, everybody? Hello, welcome to, I don't really even know what to call this. This is basically like a mid-season review for everything that me and, am I doing it right? I'm not really good with this guy. I know you don't know who he is, and this is kind of like serendipitously met here, had my food dropped off. It was like, oh my God, dude, it says your name is Tony. And he's like, yeah, it's fine. My name's Tony. I'm glad I'm talking for Tony, but I was like, well, I gotta go and watch. I gotta go back and watch My Hero real quick and catch up. And that is when Tony stepped in. And enter Tony.
Enter me into your life.
Yeah, that's. I don't know how this is gonna go. Like, you're some random dude that I just met when you dropped off my food. You've come a couple times, but today's the first time that I was like, yeah, like. I acknowledge that your actual name is Tony. Normally, I'm just like, oh, it's DoorDash guy.
You did. So, you actually thanked me. I appreciated it.
Yeah,
it felt good.
Yeah, I mean, don't talk about the tip on screen or anything, but it's fine. It's fine. We'll get to that later. Anyways, so you mentioned that you actually like anime, and yes. I was like, well, I like anime. And I'm about to do something online, and I don't really have anyone to converse with, to bounce off, because all of my opinions are like, oh, I love it. I love it so much. And sometimes that can be a little overwhelming, a little too much. And also, does the guy hate anything? Does he have an actual objective opinion on things, or does he just see pretty colors and say, I like it? And I think that's what we brought you here for, Tony, because having someone that seems like they have a different opinion should be interesting, should be fun. So I just wanted to get a quick introduction of who's Tony? Who's Tony?
Yes, we did meet in some very interesting circumstances, and I would say I am a avid watcher of anime, but I don't. You won't ever know. Like, I'm a closet one. I keep
so you don't have a
small group.
You don't have like $5,000 worth of figures.
No,
in the background or anything.
I got my little hobbies that I like to do, but yeah, it's It's
okay.
Not,
so
I don't go too overboard with it. No.
Okay, so like. You're never gonna wear a Naruto shirt.
No.
Got it.
No. It's not Halloween. At Halloween, I'll wear some stuff, but that's about it. Like normal clothes for me. Normal guy outside the doors.
So he's a closet
house,
weeb.
It's in my own house. I can enjoy the anime in the privacy of my own house.
Is what we're finding out. Everyone is Tony is a closet weeb, which that's fine. It's fine. You don't have to wear your flag out on your sleeve. It is what it is. Happy to have you here with us, though, Tony. We kind of had like a small discussion before we started this, and it seems like we watch most of the same stuff for this season. And we're not really going to break down everything that we're watching, just because I feel like we'd be here for 2 hours at a certain point. And we kind of came to a conclusion that we watched 4 of the main biggins of this fall. What year is this? Fall 2022 of the anime season. So where do you think we should start? I feel like Spy X Family or Spy Family is a good one to just slowly kick this ball down the field.
I guess of the 4 that we're watching, because there are other ones that I think we should be watching, that I'm watching, but you unfortunately are not watching.
Because your boy does not have time.
Soon. We'll start with Spy Family.
Okay.
We'll start with Spy Family. I mean, yeah.
I don't. Your face doesn't seem like you're too intrigued or too.
I mean, it's 8 episodes into season 2, and Anya's got 1 star, and she's got 7 more to go, and she's just dumb.
All right. You heard it here, folks. Tony is not a fan of little children, and
no, it's not that. It's just she like was given this awesome power to read people's minds, you'd think she'd be a little bit smarter, a little bit wiser than what she is, and she's just kind of dumb. She's not the sharpest shedding tool.
You know, I appreciate you not sugarcoating this for us. just completely going after Anya's jugular. So, like, does Anya detract from the show for you, or is it like, all right, it's fine. The story, you know, I'm into the story, but Anya could be a little better.
The story could be a lot. I think the story could go a lot different direction. I mean, I think we're missing out on your and her story. I think she's taken definitely a backdrop to. I mean, her and the dog got about the same amount of FaceTime in the series now. You know?
Oh no!
Like, I mean, you see the dog as much as you see your. I mean, I was happy with the last episode. The last episode, we saw a little bit of what she does. So for the first like 5 minutes,
kills people.
it was awesome, and then after that, it went back to, oh yeah, Anya's just gonna get herself in trouble and
Anya's
not use your brain, not use your common sense.
But she was using her brain when she was interviewing Lloyd, though. But also, her handwriting's terrible, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, her handwriting's terrible, and then she said, and then I mean like. And then we have it's a filler. We have like a filler plot now for the end of that episode where she writes out, you know, that secret message, and now
like the meet me on the bridge, and then she just falls asleep.
It's like
because Bond's like, I hate alarm clocks.
Yeah, it's filler.
Yeah, so, I see that. It does feel like part 1 of this season, like I guess that was earlier this spring or something, had a lot more story substance to it compared to this core is what they're calling it.
Yeah.
And yeah, we are getting a bunch of just like, oh, what did Anya do today, and how did she screw something up? And I get where you're going. I love Anya personally just because I love her faces. I love her. She is just a meme character. Like there's no question about it. She is just a meme character. Shock. Like that's that's all it is for me. And I think I give it such an easy pass because it does feel like a filler show. When out of the zeitgeist of what I'm watching, I'm like, okay, I'll turn Spy Family on and just eat. It's fine. I don't like if I look down and then I miss a word or two, I'm not heartbroken. I am just like, I know the story basically. So
yep.
I get what you're saying there. I would like to see like some story progression as far as where we're going with this. Are we going to see? Is it Desmond's second son? Desmond's
second son. What's his name? Darian? Hold on, we can look this up.
No, you don't have. No, we're talking about big-eyed Hitler guy.
Yeah,
so I'd like to see some information about him.
Oh, about Hitler guy.
Yeah, like yeah, he's the point of the objective, but that's.
Yeah, you don't really know too much about him.
Yeah. Well, speaking of some not too intelligent characters here, going from Anya to Soletta Mercury from The Witch from Mercury, the Gundam series.
Hey, I think no, she's smart. She's just awkward, socially awkward. Okay?
She's admitted to herself. She's never really been to school, so.
Well, okay.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling about Gundam?
I've always liked Gundam. That's one show that I've always liked. I've watched it since the beginning. Watched all their different ones, whether it was Wing and all the other ones. So I've always liked Gundam. This one, I mean, definitely falls into kind of that isekai, or not isekai, the whatchamacallit, the school.
Oh yeah,
the
school setting.
I forget what they actually call them, but
probably something.
Where they all go to school. They're going into that. I like where they take the plot with the Gundams of trying to get rid of the Gundams. It's an interesting take on it instead of just doing the traditional military approach that we've seen in the other series.
Right.
So this one I like. It's a little bit different of a feel. It's So it's good. I like it.
Okay.
Can't argue with it. I think
yeah.
I think where it's at, it's a good place right now.
Yeah, I think where we're at is good. I like the different take of, like what you said, school and also trying to get rid of Gundams. But I do, with this last episode, and the episodes before that, basically the whole season up to this point has been, we hate Gundams. We got to get rid of Gundams. We got to ruin them. You know, set her up, set them on fire. All of that, and I understand it, but I don't want to say it's overplayed. But I'm like, oh, we get it. You hate them. You want them gone. You're gonna set her up. Do something else, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but the title is Witch of Mercury. It's a witch hunt. I mean, you know, like
so why do they call them witches?
Because I think they called anyone who was in who could operate Gundams were witches.
Because it there's some type of magical something that was connecting them and the Gundam.
It was that, or I think when they were doing they were going past those certain barriers. And it gets that red on the face, you know, like that one guy had.
Like the super crazy digital sunburn. Yeah, the digital sunburn. I remember that. Yeah. Okay, so that makes sense.
It came up to where they got the term witches and all that stuff is kind of with that, I believe.
Okay, I thought they were just being mean. I was like, why are they calling this adorable girl just a witch? Well, sure, she has red hair, but that doesn't really make.
No, I think any of the Gundam pilots were called witches.
Okay.
They called their mom a witch too.
Well, they called her daddy a witch. That's weird. Or was he a warlock?
Oh, he might have been warlock.
I don't know. Okay, so I agree with you. I do like it. Like I said, I would like to see some progression. I like Suletta. I loved her at first. Just perfect. I don't want to say she's drawing it out as far as her characters, like
the stuttering, yeah.
You know, but it is like, okay, we understand you're nervous, we get it. Maybe some character progression, but she did get a little bit in the last one, so I'm not gonna downfall her for that too much. I know before we started this, you did say you haven't caught up on that one, which I think that episode is the turning point for us getting some progression, because they've accepted that Ariel is a Gundam and they've started a new company. You know, now what are they going to do with that? Are they still going to hunt her? Are they like, where is this going? So I am intrigued, and also I would like to see some more digital sunburns, but hopefully nobody dies. Yeah. I think that's what I'm gonna say. Okay, so we're sort of in agreement on where we are as far as the two shows. Like Spy, I'm there for some junk food, fun, dumb filler. You not so much. Gundam, you know, I'll you know what you were saying. You've watched Gundam, you've loved Gundam. I have not watched Gundam since Gundam Wing Endless Waltz, and I don't even think I really got to watch Endless Waltz because it was kind of when I was getting out of my Gundam phase, and I was like, okay, they're cool, but it's the same. So I'm happy to be back in Gundam land. It kind of makes me want to go back and catch up on some other stuff, but that'll be probably 2024 if we're
you gotta start binging better.
I wish. I mean, maybe if we could make this I don't know. We'll see, because I do have plans for all the other stuff that I'm watching, so I would like to do that. So, switching gears to possibly, I say possibly, my favorite show this season.
So, My Hero Academia is what we're talking about.
Oh, he almost got us. No, I am actually talking about Chainsawman.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Okay.
You know, okay. I can hear the winces. I can hear the grunts. I can also hear the disdain.
Let me hold on. I need to posture myself.
He zoomed in a little bit to give us his hate. Oh God,
I need to brace
he hates it.
This. Okay, you start because we'll start with the positive. Let's make a what do they call it? A complimentary sandwich. You give a positive, then a big negative, and then a big negative.
You want a big slab of meat, but you want some two skinny pieces of bread.
You got your bread, then you want have a lot.
I know what a compliment sandwich is.
Lettuce, tomato, cheese.
But you want a big ass salami slice for the
Who wants a lot of
negative.
bread on their sandwich? Who wants all bread and nothing in the middle? Okay.
So do you want me to give like so I don't like tomatoes, so I can make the negative part the tomatoes and then the rest of it positive?
We can go. No, because
you're like no, that's not how it works.
No.
I'll make a Shaggy Do sandwich. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so here we go. All right, where do we go? The characters. I love the characters for the most part. I don't want to say for the most part. I love all of the characters for what we know about them so far. Some of them are simple. Some of them are extremely complex. I don't trust them, and they are extremely sus. But makes me like them. But still, I don't trust you, Lady Makima. I don't. Something about the way you act is just too scary to me. Power and Denji are my ultimate power couple.
Oh my gosh. Oh man.
And they're not even a power couple. It's just they're my two favorite of the show. Aki, he kind of went up the ranks for me on these last two episodes, just because we got to learn some more backstory and what he actually stands for. So I do like that. Kobeni can die in an absolute dumpster fire. Jesus H. Hallelujah Christ. I want her.
That one is the whiny. I want to kill Denji.
Yeah, the one that was ready to sacrifice immediately, and that was also either go to college or become a whore. I don't know.
I mean, I don't think she wants to go into the sex working industry because she's too whiny for that one.
Who else we got?
Who's the big dude with them? Right now in the episodes that we're at, the big dude.
Oh, hold on.
Remember his name?
I got you. Hold on, Himino. Arai. Don't like him either. He's annoying.
So I don't like Arai and I don't like Kabini because they're both whiny, but both of them in this last, I think the last two episodes, their facial expressions are the type of facial expressions anime I don't like. When they get like very distorted like that, and like there's just something about that style when their faces go like that, like when they're bawling out tears. Like I like seeing like the comical bawling out of tears.
Yeah, but you don't like a dramatic sense.
Yeah. Of
the distortion.
Like I'm not a big fan of that. And both of them did that. Well, that's why I don't like. That's one of the reasons why I don't like Chainsawman.
Okay.
The other one is Denji. I don't like Denji. You can like Denji all you want. I just as a main character for like usually you get main characters that are out for revenge or are humble but are have to perform a duty because they were given such responsibility. They have big powers, have a responsibility, or they have some like epic type of underlining achievement or something that they need to do. Denji wants to have butter jam and touch boobs, and that's it. Like seriously, like
okay. So my retort.
I can't do it. I can't
for your Denji hate, your Denji disdain. There we go. We're gonna call it the Denji disdain meter.
The DD meter.
The DD meter. The Denji disdain meter. My retort to that is, this kid was an orphan. He had nothing left in him other than having Pochita. He was used his whole life. He had to sell off his left nut. Also lost his eye. He's missing a kidney. All of this, he's had a terrible life. He hasn't had anything that he's ever wanted, ever. To have such an obtainable goal, but also such a unimaginable goal for him in itself. Like us, like sure, he wants to touch boobs. Okay, go to high school. He didn't go to high school. He didn't get to do any of that, and he lived a very sad life to be that way. And the only thing that really gets me with him is one, I love that he's not altruistic. I love that he's not some goody dude that's just like, I'm here to save everybody because that is my job. Like I don't want to say I'm sick of it, but I'm sick of it. Just because it's so overdone. To see someone with some pretty shitty goals, some pretty giant character flaws, to have that be his drive kind of seems realistic to me in a way, more so than an actual shonen trope character.
But all he did was go from being a dog on a leash for one person to being a dog on a leash for another person.
But
that's it.
There was no give and take. It was always take.
It was always take on the other one. This one has a little bit more give.
Yeah, exactly. He's got more give. He's getting some rewards here. So, but like that kind of brings me up to what we're gonna of his reactions. He realized his life goal. Pochita could basically leave him because he realized his life goal. He got to cop a feel, and it wasn't everything he wanted it to be.
And that's how life is, man.
I know. So that's life. So he's slowly coming to reality that the things that he wants aren't. So
they're so basic and stupid.
Yeah, basically. But he has to come to that realization, and I kind of like that because he is going to come to that point. And honestly,
all he's doing is he's like, okay, I copped the feel on power. All I got was paddings and some small boobs. Now I got to touch what's her faces, and they were a lot different and better.
A lot different.
So now I got something else to, now I'm just gonna, move my standard, move the bar a little bit, and that's what it is.
So, so what happens after he moves that bar again? Like, do you think he's going to become more altruistic? Do you think he's going to have like a revenge story of some sort, or is he just gonna become a he's just gonna be a used dog that goes for treats and doesn't ever really think about what's at the end of it. I think he's getting used for his power, obviously. Yeah.
She wants his power to be able to defeat the gun devil.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I see where like his situation hasn't changed as much as he thinks it has, and I get where you're coming from. That I think somewhere something is going to turn him in a different way, because what I was gonna say was, yes, surface level, boobs, jam, food. All of it makes sense. He's 17 years old. Something under there, like he didn't have to save power. He didn't have to save the kitty. He didn't have to do any of that. He could have just laid down. And he's like, oh, okay, well, she's dead.
You wanted to touch boobs.
Yeah, he did. But how did he know that the boobs were still intact? Not power. That could get extremely dark. We're not going to go down that route, but I'm just saying there's some good in him. It's just there's small, tiny glimpses, and it's if it's darkness, if the whole room is dark, you see a nightlight every once in a while, but that's it. That's all you're going to get from him for now is what I'm expecting. So. And then also, what is it? He just sacrificed himself to the Eternity Devil in the last episode, and he's basically.
I'm going to tell you, these last two episodes, I think you had mentioned that you thought they were pretty awesome. I thought they were a boring play on like some horror movie that really I could have dealt with like an episode and a half to be where we're at instead of that extra 15 minutes of like whatever them just wandering around in the hotel like working on the if I go up a floor, go down a floor, go through the ceiling, do whatever. Like 15 minutes of that could have just been cut off, explained a lot simpler, and then brought into it. Like I would really want like.
I think that kind of like adds to the anticipation though of figuring out what's going on.
I think they could have simplified it, and he should have been fighting. He should actually be fighting the Eternity Devil right now instead of just entering in his belly.
Well, they didn't really know about the Eternity Devil until like literally 7 minutes before the last episode ended.
Yeah, which I mean, like I said, they could have cut off like probably got 10 minutes of filler, 15 minutes of filler that they put in there.
Yeah.
Or shortened it up,
But then how would we know that Power was going to have a Nobel Peace Prize creation?
I mean, she could have said that at any time, but like I don't know. I thought that for 2 episodes, that for me it was getting a little dull in it, and I was just like, man, just hurry it up.
You just kind of wanted to wrap up a little bit.
About where this whole series is right now is if you watched like some of the summer previews and trailers and everything, like I'm expecting awesome action,
right?
Like cool action. The action lasts for like 2 minutes, and it's done.
That's
like Power
basically
took that one demon out with one blow. Done.
Oh yeah.
The bat thing. Really, the battle on that was probably the longest. The longest battle was not even the bat. It was with the bat's lover.
The worm. Oh, that's scary, Karen.
Like
that
was the longest battle in the entire series so far.
Yeah.
And that only lasted like what 5 minutes.
I don't know. I feel like her and Bat Devil's fight were pretty equal because
they weren't long though. I mean, like it wasn't like a long engage. Like he beat the Bat Devil and the Worm in the same episode.
The Bat and the Worm?
Yeah.
No, Bat's dead by the time the Worm.
Okay, yeah, Bat's dead. Okay, yeah.
And then we get a, I think it was like about a good 7 minutes of what was going on between the Worm, and then Aki was just like,
yeah,
and just ate him. But I mean, you gotta think these are like mini bosses. They're just regular devils. We haven't gotten to the Gun Devil. We haven't gotten to anyone that's like formidable. Maybe Eternity might be that. I don't think it is.
I mean, everybody's formidable to him right now because he's so new with his power. Like no one knows what is, like he doesn't even use all of his power or limitations of his power.
Well, I mean, yeah, I sound like Christopher Walken. Yeah, but no, so I think I would have to argue with that because like when he goes to fight, he's other than the worm thing because he was already exhausted because it literally showed up right then. He's like, hey, I'm here to you up, like it's like that's exactly.
I'm expecting more. I'm expecting more like Bleach fights and stuff where I mean like.
So you like? Well, I haven't watched Bleach, but
I want fights that are like a good half of the episode or more, or like like it's an ongoing fight. Like yes, you have some monologue in between, but like 2 episodes to kill off. I mean, especially when you're starting at the beginning, because obviously everybody is when you're discovering your skills. Anybody is more powerful. I mean, okay, other than the tomato and the sea cucumber devil, I mean, those are like nothing. But I mean, when you get to like one that can talk, like both of those can talk,
Right. So they've got more special powers. They're like a curse, like a special grade curse on Jujutsu or something.
They're smarter and stuff. So I mean, you want like a little bit more of a showdown, and instead it's just like, I mean, I don't know. I didn't really feel like the action either was that memorable. If it was long, then it wasn't that memorable to me, or it just wasn't.
I would say the worm, like I was good. I was like, okay, I'm hype for this Bat Devil fight, but the worm fight, I was like, ooh, because there was a lot of, I like using this word just because I feel like it makes the most sense. There was a lot of kinetic energy when it came to the worm, because he was like, it was zooming in, it was following him, but it was also like going with it and going against it at the same time. Very weird description of it, but I think that's what it was. I don't think this Eternity Devil is going to give us anything like that. I think he's just gonna go in there and just meh, just
Chop
him up.
He's in his belly. He's just gonna give him indigestion.
Right. Well, he's his basic. He can't kill him, so he's gonna have to make the devil kill itself, which is pretty dark. But okay, so I see where you are on Chainsaw Man. We're halfway through this.
So
I think we've gotten some serviceable world building.
Here's my question. This will lead us into the last thing.
Okay.
Is the action in Chainsaw Man comparable to My Hero?
Oh, there you go. There it is. There's where we're ending, everyone. We are ending on My Hero season 6. And I will tell you, and this is admittance from me. When I go to watch Chainsaw Man, I'm excited. I'm like, oh, there's a new episode out. I'm like, oh, God, it's good. I'm excited. I'm hyped for it. The music's great. The endings, the beginning just is unreal of a bop. The endings are cool because we're getting 12 of them different. My Hero, I love My Hero. I don't want to say season 5 burned me in a way, but it did kind of burn me in a way of like, I'm so sick of 1A and 1B fighting. And then we got a really good backstory between the villains, but it just left me in a weird place. And I don't want to say it took it down a notch for me, but I was like, okay, well, we'll see where it's going. The new season opened up with a banger, and ever since that first episode, it's insane. And while I'm watching it, I'm like, this is top tier. This is my favorite of the week. I know I don't feel like it. I know I'm not like anticipating it, but God, when it's on, I'm just like in it. I'm losing my absolute. Calm down. My shit. So, I don't want to compare the two because they're nowhere near where they are as far as tier and build up and what's going on. We're at the beginning of one story. We're at the almost climax.
But does the action
story?
Does the action of Chainsaw Man bring out
Chainsaw Man's action reminds me of Attack on Titan.
No,
yeah?
Not for me.
No.
No? Attack on Titan's action is on par with Bleach, on par with My Hero. When it gets into, I would say, okay, here's what I feel. We'll compare it. Season 5, the action between A and B is more like, the classrooms at 1A and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Is reminds me of the action of Chainsaw. It's action, but I'm just not feeling. I'm not feeling it. There's no.
Well, maybe because you're not invested. Like maybe you don't care about what's going on. I feel like if I were, like, the animation and the action in My Hero right now it's top notch. Like, especially this last episode, I've been losing it
right now. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, losing
definitely.
it. But do you think the action wouldn't have as much weight if you didn't know what was going on? Like, you'd watch it and you'd be like,
yeah, it's blowing the shit out of the whole city. Like, people are bombing.
But
like, you got Endeavor using all the flames of like hell that he can conjure up, and he still can't, stop.
He can't take him out.
Can't stop
Shigaraki.
Yeah. You got all these heroes trying to stop. I don't even know what you call it. Gio Normo Machino guy, whatever his name is.
Gigo Menkabangankia, or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
I can't.
You got everybody trying to stop him. He goes into like berserk mode with full armor, claws, and a blinder mask thing on him. Like, he's going full out. I'm gonna kill everybody.
Jesus.
He was like unstoppable.
Scared.
He was unstoppable before that.
I know. I'm scared. I'm so scared.
And now now you take Eraser's quirk away, like, the heroes are they're effed. They're done.
We should have said this at the beginning, but this is a spoiler centric episode discussion.
Yeah.
Well, no, we're fine. We just need to announce this real quick. Yeah. This is a full spoiler centric discussion of everything that's going on. Because right when you said Aizawa, I was like, Oh God. Somebody help me. That hurt beyond. But what I'm saying is I feel like, yeah, like Gig whatever his name is, and Shigaraki, I think why it's so mind-blowing right now is because we know where he started. We know what, like, he tried dissolving someone in season 1 and it was so slow. Now it is, what is that a city? It's gone. Get out of here. That's what it is. And I think that adds to the impact of the action. You know what I'm saying?
I guess. I mean, I still, if I haven't watched the other ones, and I just jumped in at season 6, and I saw a guy just like blowing up cities and making all these heroes just run for cover, like, I'd be like, dude, this guy's OP. This guy is ridiculously strong. He's a downright awesome villain. Whatever. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm just not invested enough with Chainsaw Man to really appreciate it. I was, from the previews and everything that people were talking about when this, was coming out. Like, I was like, oh, this is gonna be top notch and really competing with, Bleach that came out the same. Like, I don't know, if you put Bleach, My Hero, and Chainsaw Man in there, like, I mean, My Hero and Bleach right now are like right up there, close tie for 1 and 2. Like, there's other shows I'd rather be watching that I do watch, that Chainsaw Man would be down my list for sure. Like, it just doesn't, like, for me, I can sit there and like go and deliver food and put that on my phone, watch it on my phone and not miss a thing, really.
Yeah, so just waiting for your next Uber Eats order.
Just waiting for my next order to come in.
Okay, well, I mean, all I'm gonna say is agree to disagree. So you've made your spiel, and I've made my rebuttal, and I don't see us changing on this, not yet anyway. I mean, maybe you might switch over to my camp and I switch over to your camp, or maybe we're both in the same camp at the end. I mean, I know we are. I'd like to do a full wrap up of season discussion of all of these. That would be great. But we need to talk about what you said.
About what I said.
Aizawa got shot with a deleter round.
That's true.
That is hold on. Let me do this. That is detrimental to the heroes. Like, that's the only reason why they were holding their own against Shigaraki. I don't even say okay, they were holding their own. They were actually doing pretty good.
That was the only reason.
Oh God. So we're screwed. They're screwed. I'm scared, man. I'm scared for a lot of people. I thought we lost Kirishima for a second. I did. I was like, oh my God, he's gone. I mean, Midnight is at her wit's end.
No, her clothes are at the wit's end.
That's true. That's true. Midnight is she's becoming that rated R superhero that she's known for. Snake, is that you?
No, that was mine.
Snake, I have a it sounded just like Metal Gear. What is that, Metal Gear?
No, I think that's just a standard ringtone.
Okay, well, you don't have a codex, so okay, as long as you're, is that, are you like an undercover, like Uber Eats codex Snake Metal Gear
you never
driver
know.
Like, okay, maybe I'm not the one that should be in the green room, maybe it's you. Okay, so we're basically caught up on what we needed to talk about, what we were going to talk about. And the only thing I could say is I'm terrified. I feel like we're going to lose a good amount of heroes. I don't know if they're going to be kids, but
I think
Gran Torino. What? That man got smashed. Yep. Like, the blood came out. Oh my! I forgot about that.
So I don't know if he's lost his leg or if he, because
so no there was No,
I don't remember. Did he?
He got punched. He got punched really hard.
Well, no, he got punched really hard. But remember, he grabbed his leg.
Well, that was just to slam him down.
Well,
That's
but
what
he did it with all 5 fingers.
Yeah, but he remember he can't do decay because of Aizawa before that point.
Was that before? That was.
Oh, yeah, that was way like the last shot that we got of this episode was Aizawa getting popped.
Yeah.
And that was it.
But I mean, he still had superhuman strength. You still saw the blood when he did that. Like is his legs is his leg just effed
well,
up
no.
now?
So his leg was to grab because it was up here. So he grabbed him, and then you could see it for a split second, and he grabbed both of them, and then he slammed him down.
Yeah.
And then he punched.
But you saw when he grabbed him and he initially squeezed, like you saw blood come out of his leg.
Yeah, it did squeeze, but that was because of his superhuman strength. That wasn't because of his decay.
Yeah,
so,
but I mean, he still could be losing his legs. I mean, you still got that.
I think Gran Torino's gone, man. I think old man has kicked the bucket. Sadly, I like that guy. Him and his fish, his frozen fish. Dude, his frozen Poor fish guy. God, man.
But there's a lot to take in on that episode. A lot to take in.
That one hurt.
You know, from Shigaraki's kind of backstory about him that you learned.
Oh, we haven't even touched on that. We haven't even we got to discuss that real quick. So apparently Shigaraki is All Might's
mentor's son. Yep.
Which makes things extremely complicated. And the speech that Shigaraki gave was on the level of Stain for me, as far as what he was saying and what it meant, and like he actually believed it, because you know for a while there he's like, my heroes, they're bad, and it was just like, okay, we get it, Heath, you know, you're fine.
Who's the father for Shigaraki?
Well, we don't know. I don't think we know about that one.
Because the speech that what he learned from his father was that the heroes were bad, right? From what he was saying, like,
I don't know if he's using his father as in All for One, or if he's using his father as in the guy that he killed.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure about that, because he was adopted, obviously.
Yeah.
So I think because he didn't know his dad, yeah. So it had to either be, because I think he looks at All for One as a dad, sort of, in a way, because he like
But he's already killed that. Well, he's killed the voice of All for One in his head.
Yeah. He popped that balloon.
I'd have to go back and kind of look at who they pictured, because I don't think they pictured All for One as when they were showing, like, you know, the flashbacks to where he got that saying. I don't think it was All for One's figure that they were showing. So it's interesting though if it's his adopted father who taught him that, when he's the one who adopted him from.
Right.
You know. This, you know, I don't think the father ever knew about that, you know, but, you know, that kind of gives you an opinion of general, you know, public consensus of what heroes are, heroes are as good as they can be. They also bring pain to, you know, family levels, whether it mean to directly or indirectly, you know?
Yeah. And I like that aspect. It kind of does remind me of like almost Civil War from Marvel, as far as you know, there's repercussions. Like, you can't destroy a city just because you're fighting someone and expect everything to be fine. There's going to be casualties. And for them to touch on that, and also kind of gives Shigaraki more of a human, I would say human side, than just rather a cheesy bad guy. And also I think it makes his goals more noble, in a way. I mean, I don't want to say noble.
I think if you've been paying attention to the villains and kind of their reasonings behind being a villain, like, you're gonna start to waver on that line of, are villains really villains, or are they a victim?
They're the heroes of their own story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
and I think that's what makes a good villain. We've come to that conclusion through many many stories. I mean, you can go to Thanos, you can go to, I can't think of any any others.
Is definitely the one, right? You know, but even if you didn't even go that route, well, I mean, you're looking at, are villains a byproduct of heroes, or are heroes?
That's what he's saying. I think that's exactly what he's saying.
Heroes created the villains. You mentioned you still have Stain, and I think Dobby carries more of Stain's thinking.
Yeah. Well, they joined the League of Villains because of Stain. Yeah, and now I think they're just. But I feel like Shigaraki is starting to echo Stain now more than ever, because for a while, like, he's even said it. He was like, I was just being a bad guy, you know, and now he's like, no, you caused this. I'm this way because of you. You did this. So I like it. I am extremely excited to see where this is going. I'm extremely scared to see where this is going. I've said it multiple times. I cannot handle another All Might. Hear me?
You're gonna cry?
Yeah. Of course. I have no qualms about admitting that. All Might brought me to tears, and I feel like that's one of the only ones that's done it for me, was All Might's.
Yeah, I do wonder, you know, how many teachers are not going to be there and how many of the kids are not going to be there. Well,
if Aizawa's done, then I feel like Present Mike might lose it and then make some bad decisions over emotion. So we could see that. I think that's a good spot to end on. So do you wanna touch back on this at the end of the season? Because I feel like if we cover this every episode, it's just gonna be like, it was good, it was bad. But I feel like good.
Wait, you're not gonna order food anymore?
I'll order. I mean, yeah.
You're not gonna. Okay.
No, well, I'll order some. I think we'll save these for good ones, and then if we can expand these talks into different avenues, like we were doing with Shigaraki, and I think that would be something. I think we could touch upon that, but I don't think we should discuss that on YouTube. We can't discuss our world dominating plans over YouTube after meeting once. So people would be like, that guy's a little too trusting. Like, really?
These guys are kind of crazy.
Yeah, a little much. But I think I don't know how to wrap it up. But thank you so much for joining me, man. This was an absolute pleasure, and I don't want to say I didn't expect it to go this way, but I'm happy that it did. Where can people find you? If they want to follow you,
I think it's on Twitter. I think it's not your average Tony.
Okay, is there a different? Is that an actual spelling or?
It's either not, and it's like NOTURAVG Tony.
Okay.
Or
not your average
it's not your average Uber driver Tony.
Okay, something like that. Well, we'll get it down. I know that was on the spot, so we'll get it down.
I don't really use Twitter, but.
Okay, well, maybe if they want to.
My popularity becomes.
Maybe you can deliver to them, is what you're saying. Maybe you can deliver to them. But that would reveal your location. So, and you guys can follow me on Instagram at LeCompton_. And that's all for all my figure stuff. If you like figures, that's all I'm doing over there. I might do some stuff on Twitter. We'll see. I don't know. I don't want to pay $8 for a verified subscription. Maybe you think I'm fake. I'm not, but maybe you do on there. Guys, thank you so much for watching this, and until next time, Compton out.